Hello everyone, it's Chris here from AtlanticUndergroundPodcast.com. I'm here today to talk about what we are seeing. It's a beautiful day today, the weather is nice, but tomorrow we're expecting a storm. And I can only liken this to what we are currently seeing in the fact that a lot of people think this is over, and they think that the removal of the Emergency Measures Act and the removal of mandates and rules and regulations that have been put in place are going to be the end of what has been an absolute miserable 2 years for the majority of people. I don't want to be somebody who is going to come and dishearten this moment of what appears to be a win. But at the end of the day, we may have just won a small battle. What we haven't won is the war. I put a video up the other day regarding the banks and asking people to consider the consequences of having a run on the banks and removing their money from the accounts. This may have fallen on deaf ears with a few people, but the seriousness of what I said was implicating the fact that only 1% of the people are required to crash the system within the banks, and 99% of the depositors will lose what they have in a bail-in system that was put into place in 2013. Looking forward now to where we are heading, I want people to open their eyes up to the fact that government is not the be-all and end-all of what is going on here. The control mechanisms that we are seeing that brought about the misery we've been through in the last 2 years has been enacted and put into place by government. But a lot of these government officials are attached as young leaders acting on behalf of an external group of people who are unelected and are very power hungry and greedy. It's almost like something out of a Bond film, and even the head of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, even looks like something out of a Bond movie as the Bond villain. How do we control this and how do we stop this? When we consider what has been built, this isn't just something that's happened over the 2 years. This is something that's happened over generations. And the acquiescence of people and the allowance for them to continue with this has been done by us, by allowing it to happen, by taking our money and using it for nefarious reasons. So how do we control and stem the flow of power through the cash, the money that we pay? I want you to consider the wages that you are paid if you are employed by someone. Before you receive your pay, you're already seeing a third of your money disappear from your wages, and then you are paid. So you can already see a third of your wages, which is a large amount, going to the government. Then consider, with the money that you have left, you will go out, you will start paying bills, you'll start buying fuel, payments on vehicles, mortgages, groceries and goods that you buy. And these goods are also taxed as well. Take into consideration that by the time you have money left over, 65% of what you have earned has gone on taxes and has gone to the government to spend in manners that I don't particularly agree with, especially when it comes to things like wars and certainly in the most recent times, measures that go against the citizens and the people of Canada. We have the ability to control this. You have the ability to say to your employer, Do not deduct the money from my salary. I will use an accountant at the end of the year, and I will get that accountant to file my taxes in that regard and pay what is required. It's very difficult to get around paying it on goods, but if we can hold on to the majority, that third of our money, and look at other ways where we can withhold taxes until the end of the year, which is completely legal. It's within your right to do it, and the money is far better off earning interest or gaining some kind of financial incentive in an account than actually being paid directly to the government immediately. If you want these people to take notice, we need them to realise that the people have control, and we need to take that power back, and we need to make sure that they are aware that come the end of the year, when it comes to paying them, that if we are not fully satisfied with the services that these employees, which is what they are, have provided us, that we have recourse not to fund their illegitimate and outright blatant overreaches of power. I want you to think about that, because right now we're in a position moving forward where we need to fully concentrate on what is going on around us, what the governments are doing, because they may now start to push for something that's been in waiting for a long time, which is the digital ID and the passport. So what you think you have just had a reprieve from in regards to the mandates being dropped and the vax passes being dropped on a provincial level may soon be starting to get hammered home on a federal level. And they have been putting this infrastructure into place for a long time, and certainly well before the 2 years that we have been going through the COVID narrative. People, we have the power. We have the ability to build a bright and beautiful future for ourselves, for our children, and for our grandchildren. We have the ability to take responsibility, and we can take our power back. I wish you luck with what's going to come forward in the future. It is now in our hands. You are my people. I trust that you will make the right decisions for the future, for everyone around you, and let's bring the people together again in a beautiful world that we can live in together. Thank you, everyone, and take care.